This. I am talking and my mic is muted. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our live reaction to the President's National Gathering of the Family and putting Senzom Tsono on timeout. Okay. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Are we live? Do you hear me loud and clear? I am back. I am late, but surely I am back. Okay. A promise is a promise. I just needed to do a little bit of I got lost. Okay, that's the thing. I pick up my phone, I go and watch and watch and watch. And while I'm out there on the phone checking things out, wow, 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 wow. Senzom Kunu has gone ahead and issued a media statement. It is dated the 13th of July, 2025. Let me know in the comment section if you hear me loud and clear. Drop that one so we know we are good to go. Okay. So he says, and I quote, okay. Did I call him the police minister? No, 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 no. He's the police minister gone on an extended leave of absence. So the minister of police, Mr. Senzom Kunu, accepts and supports the decision of the president. Well, technically, you had no choice. What were you going to do? Say no? Throw your toys out the cart? You had no choice, sir, okay? The Minister of Police. No, he's not the Minister of Police. There's now a new Minister of Police, an acting one, but it is what it is, okay? The Minister of Police, Mr. Senzom Tunu, will be taking a leave of absence from his official duties following serious allegations leveled against him by the KwaZulu Natal Provincial Commissioner of the South African Police Services. Please note they do not name him. So I'm going to insert, okay, let me say it better for them, okay, because it's still Battle of the Giants. It's still a Battle of the Giants, okay? Following serious allegations leveled against him by the KwaZulu Natal KZN Provincial Commissioner of South African Police Services. Lieutenant General, okay, and let's salute the lieutenant, okay, because he put law and order in place here in Mzansi. Lieutenant General Umhlanhla Umkhwanazi, okay. This decision comes in light of the announcement by His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa that a judicial commission of inquiry to be chaired by the acting Deputy Chief Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga will be established. Minister Mchunu has welcomed the decision and expressed his full support for the process. I welcome and respect the President's decision and pledge my commitment to the process. Honor and integrity are the virtues I personally subscribe to. Really? It's a bit too late to tell us about your personal subscriptions. While you're on that leave of absence, you can go ahead hit that subscription button to Mzansi Unfiltered, okay? So he says, I personally subscribe to which I the honor and integrity are the virtues I personally subscribe to, and which we all need to make an effort to uphold. Don't involve us in your business. Do not put us in your we there. Speak for yourself, sir. You are the one who's on timeout. Okay, we are still here. Okay, we are watching to see the end result. It's the end game that we want to know. I stand ready to respond to the accusations against me and account to the citizens of the Republic fully and honestly so. I wouldn't count you amongst honest members of society because, on the 5th of March, you said one thing and then later, jiggy jiggy, this week, you said another thing. Let me remind you what he said on the 9th of July, 2025. Statement in response to allegations regarding the minister's alleged association with Mr. Matlala and Mr. Makhotzi. In response to recent allegations made by Provincial Commissioner Umkhwanazi, and while respecting the president's call for calm, the Minister of Police, Mr. Senzom Tunu, feels it is important to clarify the following. The minister has never, ever, 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 ever met Mr. Matlala, has never spoken to him, nor has the minister ever requested or received anything from him. The minister did, however, initiate a review of the SAPS tender. I did, okay? I did review the SAPS tender awarded to him when suspicions of possible wrongdoing surfaced. It was the same tender which has since been terminated. Therefore, come on, guys, you've got to call me a good boy. Furthermore, while the minister knows and has met Mr. Brown, Mokgotsi, he is just a comrade and not an associate of the minister. The minister has never requested or received anything from him. How the cookie crumbles. Wow, guys, what are your thoughts so far on what is happening in Cyril Ramaphosa's economy? Okay, let me read some of the comments because you already know comment section is where the fun is at. This is a comment that says, while others grandstand at press conferences, Omkhunu chooses legal process and justice. That says a lot about his character. This next comment says, Omkhunu is not afraid of the truth because he knows his hands are clean. That's why he welcomes the commission. Why do these seem like paid associates? The next comment says, Orange overall is awaiting you like everybody else. Why are people like this? Why do people do such things? I mean, what happened? What was the expectations? Let me know in the comment section. Did you expect the commission? I did, okay? It was obvious, okay? After South Africa, and then in the dictionary, if you want to look up South Africa, there's the word commission. It's right there in bold letters. You can't miss it. It's always there. It's always commission of this, commission of that, commission. Okay, they might as well call it South Africa Commission. Okay. Next comment says today's family meeting had the power of either making or breaking the ANC. It will now meet on the ballot papers. Okay. Commission of inquiry, says this next comment. That's just code for let's investigate ourselves, protect our friends, and stall until the public forgets. We're not forgetting. This one is a tough one to forget. This one is really tough. Let me see what's going on in the comments. We have Omandla. He says, waiting patiently for the family meeting 2.0. Thank you for your patience. I know I'm an hour late, an hour and a half, but I'm here now. Okay. Next comment says, we should stop voting ANC. And yes, you guys can hear me really, really well. That's Kalali. Oh, no, no, no. We are here waiting, okay? We'll be here until the fat lady sings. Umtunu. Oh, Buyisiwe, I'm so sorry. Umtunu was my favorite minister, but right in the beginning, he disappoints. Haibo, we're not safe. You're saying it exactly as Julius Malema said. He said, he was brand new. Okay, he was new. We were expecting him to be shining, but no, he brought his baggage with him. Okay, his business friends, or allegedly at this point, because there's the commission that's going to finally tell us which is which. Hi, Mzansi Unfiltered and family, the late night gang. I see you. Fall asleep with Mzansi Unfiltered. Next comment says, Senzom Tunu is Iskibenga. Of note, commission of inquiry, waste of taxpayers' money. ANC. Scrambled egg indeed. Orange overall. Here he comes. I wonder. We can only wait. The commission hasn't happened. It's going to start. I'm going to do a deep dive. I'm going to do separate videos on who's in the commission, what are our predictions, are they really going to do anything, or is this another play on words for us? Where is this going to go? Where is this going to take us? It's a lot, okay? It's definitely what we call a developing story, okay? And the next comment says, it's a waste of state resources. It surely is. It really, really is a waste of state resources. I want to talk about some of the things that the president said because I wanted to hear, and I appreciate personally that he said it with his own mouth, which to me means that he heard, okay? He heard what Umkhonanzi was saying. These are the things that he heard, and he says allegations by Mkhwanazi, serious allegations of the existence and operation of a sophisticated criminal syndicate that has allegedly infiltrated law enforcement and intelligence structures and intelligence structures in our country. Lieutenant Mokwanazi alleged that the police minister interfered, okay, he interfered allegedly with sensitive police investigations and colluded with business people, including, can you believe it? A whole president knows who Kat Matlala is, okay? But he doesn't name him, okay? He avoids him, but he says, including, business people, and one of them has murder accusations, aka he was in court on Friday, I think it was. His bail hearing has been postponed until August, sometime in August. And the president continues and says to disband, disband the political killing task team based in KZN. Wow. Can you handle? Okay. Also, he also said a police investigation by the task team in Gauteng unmasked a syndicate controlled by drug cartel. I shouldn't say the word drug. What other word can I say? Oh, the substance cartel. The substance cartel, which involves politicians, law enforcement officials, SAPs, Metro Police, correctional services, prosecutors, and the judiciary as well as business people. You know, I mean, we saw this with Utabo Bester, even though his case is still inside Pagati, the prison, inside Pagati, the courts, but it's still the exact same thing. Tabo Bester indicated, okay, politicians, law enforcement, Metro Police, Correctional Services. They helped him walk out the prison in Correctional Services uniform, prosecutors, and the judiciary. Like we've seen this song before. Okay, there's nothing new here. There is absolutely nothing new. The question is anything going to change? Is anything going to come out of this? Because as far as I know, okay, the police minister, he's been put on a extended leave of absence, okay, aka he is paid, aka he's not losing anything, okay, he's just losing the mic and he's losing his cabinet and he's losing, okay, for now, for now, okay, until the commission does what the commission is supposed to do, clear his name. And he says in his speech, okay, loud and proud, that he welcomes it. I am okay with it, okay. The minister of police will be taking a leave of absence from his office duties following serious allegations leveled against him. This decision has come in light of the announcement by His Excellency. No, that sentence is incorrect. The decision did not come in light of the announcement. The president said that's what you're doing. You guys met in the background, hence the president was late for his own 7 p.m. You signed the documentation that you agree, and then the announcement was made. It's not like you came up with the bright idea after the president made his announcement. The announcement was announcing, okay? It was announcing that you are gone with the wind, okay? It is no longer you, the police minister, for now, until, okay, all these things go through and are tested and, you know, they check if Mkwanazi's evidence checks out. Do you think his evidence will check out? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, okay? Because what? Goningi, it is a lot. It's a lot, okay? Ramaphosa is weak. He is weak, says this comment. Um, what's my reaction? Well, he took 7 days. He took too long. 7 days was too long for him to just come and tell us what we already knew. He took way too long to address the people. What was he doing? Playing chess? Deciding what exactly is the best move? What's the best and accurate move that will appease the DA, appease the EFF, appease MK Party, appease the people? Okay. It's a lot. I agree. It is a lot. But did he do enough? Did he do enough? For me, I spoke about this earlier this week and I said Mr. Police Minister's leadership qualities, poor.com. Okay, they're very, very poor. It has no conflict resolution skills. He was unable to solve the battle of the giants between Shadrach Sibia, okay, the deputy police commissioner, the deputy national police commissioner, as well as the provincial police commissioner, Umkonazi, okay, from his tiny little corner of KZN, as Sevilla calls it, okay? Let me see what some of these comments say. Commission of Inquiry, we read this one. We know, Minister, you are the one who proposed to the president this course of action because you have nothing to hide. Stay strong. He has a very, very strong following. The next comment says, if something happens to General Terminator Umkwanazi, we'll put the blame on our president. Okay, okay. Next comment says, this is a measured and responsible response from Minister Senzo Mkhunu by accepting the president's decision and supporting the formation of a judicial commission of inquiry. He's signaling transparency and a willingness to be held accountable. I don't think he had a choice. Like, why are you acting like this is some grandstand? But anyway, um, his statement reinforces the importance of upholding public trust and the rule of law, critical in a matter as sensitive as national security and alleged interference in policing. All eyes will now be on the inquiry led by Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga. The outcome will be critical, not only for Mchunu future, but for public confidence in South Africa's institutions. I agree about the public confidence part. Everything else, we're just going to read it. This next commenter says, you can tell it's the said spokesperson who wrote here. Exactly. We want the real version, okay? The one where they're going to leak an audio. Stay tuned, okay? He's going to talk because one thing that Osensam Tuna does, he does talk for himself, okay? He loves the mic, he loves to give the interviews, and he loves to speak on allegations. So this statement, I agree, is definitely written by a spokesperson. Okay, this is a PR stunt. The next comment says, "Isn't that you protecting him on Palapala Farms Gate matter? Mkwanazi's media circus can't hide the facts. It cannot hide the facts. Minister Mtunu is working for the people, not for applause." Listen, he has a lot of good comments. I'm going to tell you that, okay? I'm going to check Twitter because, Twitter gets the heat. Umanji says, we see through the smoke screen, Mkwanazi. Minister Mtunu is the real deal, dedicated to justice, not self promotion. Next comment says, we can learn a lot about leadership. Mkunu's action. Guys, no. No, 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 no. Let's not lie to each other. His leadership is poor. He failed in his conflict resolution. That whole press conference wouldn't have happened, okay? It would not have happened. Okay, boo, 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 boo. We have a super thanks. Thank you so much. Okay. We have Skybridge, and he says Lieutenant General for President. Okay. Yes or yes. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for that super chat. I absolutely love it and, of course, appreciate it. The next comment says, why not suspension until further notice? We will meet on the ballot box. Is there a difference between suspension and leave of absence? Yes. I believe that they had to give him, I believe they chose leave of absence over suspension. Suspension feels like punishment, but leave of absence, you can write it, you can write it off. Okay, you can write it off and say, there was a misunderstanding. Okay, it was misunderstanding. I'm back. I'm the police minister. Forget it. But suspension is kind of, in depth. It's a more difficult. I think, in my opinion, I don't work in the labor and don't places, but I think suspension comes with heavy penalties. So they chose leave of absence to secure the bag, okay? To secure the bag for him. Now, what happens next? Let's go check out Twitter, shall we? Ooh, one thing about Twitter. Let me see what the Twitter streets have to say. Ian Cameron. Yeah, let's hear from him. I think he's gonna be very selective with his words. Ooh, no, no, no. All he said was, well, he retweeted. Police and Justice Committee chairpersons notes commission of inquiry by Parliament process to continue. Okay. No news over there. Who else? Julius, I've checked, he hasn't said anything. This one comment says breaking news. No, that's allegedly. I don't want to say anything alleged. Let me just go ahead and type. Julius Malema hasn't said anything. So I'm going to come out of here. Give me 1 second. One whole second. Oops. There's now a hashtag that says Mkhunu must fall. Okay, so the EFF has responded, but not Julius per se. And it says, EFF statement on the decision to place Senzo Mkhunu on special leave, aka paid leave, aka nothing changes. It's just not going to be going to work. That's all. The decision is not only illegal. Okay, okay. I didn't see that one coming. The decision is not only illegal, it is also a flagrant abuse of state resources. It allows Senzo Mkhunu to continue drawing a full ministerial salary. I told you guys that already. That's the whole point why they went with leave of absence as opposed to suspension. To continue drawing a full ministerial salary under the guise, yes, 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 under the guise of special leave, while the president unlawfully bloats the cabinet by appointing, yeah, when you appoint someone else, that's an extra person to pay by appointing someone not lawfully entitled to serve in that role. Okay, the South African people are being forced to fund the lavish lifestyle of criminals while he consolidates power and undermines whistleblowers from behind the scenes. So, Minister Mkhunu is implicated in colluding with an accused. This is EFF's press release, I guess. Moreover, Minister Mkhunu, why does it start from? Oh my goodness, it's very long. It's a Why is it so long? EFF statement on the decision to place Senzo Mkhunu on special leave. Okay, Funda Tempi Funda. Oh gosh, we're going to have to read it. Sunday, 13 July 2025, the economic freedom fighter, EFF, is appalled by the decision of President Cyril Ramaphosa to place Minister Senzo on special leave instead of removing him entirely from his position. This so-called special leave is a cowardly deflection designed to shield a corrupt minister whose involvement in organized crime has been laid bare by KZN Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. We additionally reject the we additionally reject the legally and constitutionally baseless decision by the president to appoint an acting minister of police who is not a current member of cabinet. This is a direct violation of Section 98 of the Constitution. But the president said Section 20 allows for it. This is crazy. This is interesting. Okay, okay. Let them argue it out. This is going to be interesting. This is a direct violation of Section 98 of the Constitution, which states the president may assign to a minister any power or function of another minister who is absent or otherwise unable to fulfill the functions of office. It is clear from this provision that only a sitting minister may be okay. So they're both quoting the same part of the Constitution because the president also quoted this. They're both quoting this, but they're both interpreting it differently. Man, English is something. So let me read it again and let me give you my interpretation. The president may assign to a minister any power or function of another, to a minister. It has to be an existing minister. It has to be an existing minister. I see it, EFF. I see it clearly now. Thank you for pointing that out. Wow. Okay. The president may assign to a minister any power or function of another minister who is absent or otherwise unable to fulfill the functions of the office. So basically, the EFF is saying don't bloat, okay, the cabinet budget. Get one of your ministers, add them on to being a police minister. So let's say if you're the Minister of Defenses, you can also become Minister of Defenses and South African Police Services. That's what EFF wants. They want from someone sitting, someone elected. Okay, I see that. I think that's a fair request because the acting professor is not elected. He's just pulled up. Therefore, where do his loyalties lie? Huh. There you go. Their letter goes on to say it is clear from this provision that only a sitting minister may be assigned the functions of another. The Constitution makes no room for the appointment of an acting minister from outside cabinet. Additionally, oh, Mr. President, they've got you. Additionally, President Ramaphosa relies on Section 91.3.c of the Constitution to justify his election of an electing minister, which states the president may select no more than two ministers from outside the assembly. Okay. Yes, I see what the EFF is doing. So the president skipped over Section 88 and just stuck with Section 91, which says he can pick from outside. But did you exhaust the ones who are inside? Did you exhaust who you already have? DA included. The president may select no more than two ministers from outside the assembly. Evidently, this section does not speak at all to the appointment of an acting minister. Okay. Wow. EFF is on it. They are not playing. Nor does it provide provisions for the appointment of an acting minister outside of the National Assembly. The president's decision is therefore not just unlawful, but a deliberate abuse of supreme law of the land. This decision is not only illegal, it is also a flagrant abuse of state resources. It allows Senzo Mchunu to continue drawing a full ministerial salary under the guise of special leave, while the president unlawfully bloats the cabinet by appointing someone not lawfully entitled to serve in that role. The South African people are being forced to fund the lavish lifestyle of a criminal while he consolidates power and undermines whistleblowers from behind the scene. Mkhunu is no longer just a political figure. He is the face of an entrenched criminal syndicate operating within the state. There, take a look at the face. That is the face, okay? According to EFF, of an entrenched criminal syndicate. He is directly implicated in ordering the disbandment of the Political Killings Task Team, a highly effective investigative unit that had handled over 600 politically motivated cases, secured over 100 convictions. Thank you for the likes, guys. I see them. I appreciate you. It helps me keep reading, okay? A highly effective investigative unit that had handled over 600 politically motivated cases, secured over 100 convictions, dozens of a lifetime sentences, and over 1,800 years in combined prison terms. Yes, General Umkhwananzi gave us those stats. Lieutenant General Umkhwananzi revealed that the disbandment done without authorization from either the national or the provincial commissioners was executed by SAP's crime de- detection deputy commissioner Lieutenant General Sibia on direct instruction from Minister Mchunu. These actions resulted in the withdrawal of over 120 case dockets, most of them related to political assassinations, traditional leader killings, and organized criminal activity in KZN and, of course, Ground Zero. Oh, dang. Moreover, Minister Mkhunu is implicated in colluding with an accused criminal and SAP's tender beneficiary, Vusumuzi Cat Matlala, who allegedly funded his political activities and events hosted by the ANC, his interference in procurement processes, and the attempted suspension of Commissioner Mkwanazi to obstruct investigations further demonstrated that Mkhunu is not a custodian of the law, but a protector of lawlessness. Oh my goodness. The gravity of the allegations made by Lieutenant General Mkwanazi are therefore beyond dispute. Minister Mkhunu is not a mere bystander. No, 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 no. He is a central player in a criminal enterprise that has captured key institutions of the state. As a result, mere special leave is an insufficient intervention and a clear attempt to cover up President Ramaphosa's own lack of political will to confront a mafia network that benefits him and his party. We remind we remind the nation that this is not the first time the EFF has warned of the ANC's deep involvement in criminal syndicate embedded within the state. These revelations confirm what we have long argued. The ANC is no longer a governing party. It is a mafia. It is a mafia organization where political office is weaponized to shield gangsters, redirect tenders, and silence accountability. There is no genuine renewal within the ANC. There is no accountability. There is only deceit, deflection, and the perseverance. Oh, and the let me try that word one more time. And the pre- preservation. There we go. Oh, I did it. Yay. And the preservation of criminal interests to allow Umkunu the courtesy of special leave is to spit in the face of all South Africans demanding justice and a clean government. Minister Mkunu must be removed, arrested, prosecuted, and compelled to reveal the full network of his criminal syndicate from the political handlers to rogue elements in the SAPs and the judiciary. Nothing less will suffice. Okay, okay. The EFF further reiterates its call for the urgent establishment of an ad hoc committee of the National Assembly, not another committee, oh my God, of the National Assembly to investigate the damning revelations made by Lieutenant General Mkwanazi. No one, regardless of political affiliation, must be above the law. Oh my goodness, that was a mouthful, but I made it, guys. I read it through. Okay, that was a good 4 pages, 5 pages. Wow, 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 wow. Inside Pagati within, I see you, Owetu. Thank you for joining this late night broadcast. KZN Inside. Temple from Newcastle. Hi, 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 Newcastle. Okay, that's another one that made groundbreaking news this week. And then we have Untobego says, jealous down, politicians and elders. Just keep defying logic. Instead, become criminal minded. Instead, become criminal minded, even close to their retirement. Just continue shielding the corruption over the years in front of us for 31 years. Skybridge, I'm sorry if I'm not saying this right. Vusumuzi, Cat Matlala, Boss Boko Haram, in Mamlodi. Kunu's associate. Poor, poor people pay protection fees to these guys. Oh man. Yeah, the protection fee thing is just a ripoff and it's unfair and it's just to facilitate their lifestyles. The biggest problem is the biggest problem. Ooh, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the most corrupt of them all? I'm just going to keep saying that because it's very, very clear what is going on. Let's see. Has the DA finally responded? Because they took forever. Let me see what the DA has to say. You know who? I also need to check the MK. Let's check the MK. Nope. MK is not ready yet to talk. Let me see the DA. Nothing from the DA. Nothing from the DA. Oh no, the DA's leader. He's responded in video form. Okay, I want to hear this one. Response to the president's address following shocking corruption allegations against police minister and senior SAPS officials. The DA notes, okay, they've responded as well in writing. Thank you so much, DA. Okay, because I wasn't sure what's going to be said in the video. So the DA notes President Ramaphosa's announcement of a judicial commission of inquiry into the explosive allegations made by the KZN police commissioner. However, commissions are only commissions are only as good as their consequences. Consequences? I think they misspelled that. I think they were trying to say consequences. Let me see the DA comment section. Oh, it continues. Okay. I didn't realize it's a whole. How long am I reading? Okay. Let me go through it. These allegations strike at the heart of South Africa's criminal justice system, implicating senior law enforcement, prosecutorial intelligence, and even executive officials in organized crime and systematic corruption. While we welcome the announcement of a leave of absence of the Minister of Police as a necessary step, it comes after relentless DA pressure and a national outcry. Now, DA, hold the line, okay? Hold the line, hold the line, hold the line. I have always said this, if you guys follow my chat, I just detest when I gang show up. And when an I gang show up, it means their motives. What do you mean? This is a result of, wait, let me read what they said. It comes after relentless DA pressure and the national outcry. It was not just the DA, okay? It was everybody. Everybody was shocked, okay? Except Paul O'Sullivan. Paul O'Sullivan was outraged. But these allegations provided the president with an opportunity to show bold and firm leadership. I didn't see bold and firm leadership. I disagree with you, DA. Instead, he has once again outsourced. Oh, okay. I read too fast. I reacted too fast. My apologies, DA. So the DA says this was an opportunity for the president to show up, okay, put his boots on, show up and be a president, stand up, be a president. But instead, he is hiding again and giving the responsibility to a commission. And South Africans have grown very, very cynical of the talk shops, task teams, and commissions, which they see as buying time and avoiding accountability. Check. All of the above, DA. Well said. The DA will not accept a years long process that gathers damning evidence only to deliver zero accountability. The country cannot afford another elaborate, filling cabinet of findings that gather dust while the politically connected escape justice. Well said, DA. The DA will hold the president to account on every finding and recommendation made by this committee, and we will fight in cabinet and parliament for swift and visible action. Parliament must not be sidelined, and the work of parliament to hold the executive to account must continue unabated and undeterred. While we welcome the replacement of Minister Mchunu, we also reject the attempt to create the illusion of reform while ANC ministers accused of corruption remain firmly in cabinet at the behest of President prerogative. The presence of ministers, okay, Nkabane and Simelane exposes the ongoing selective and performative accountability that South Africans grow tired of. The president has taken. Don't even get me started on Minister Nkabane and Simelane. Don't even get me started on that. I'll talk about that on my other channels and make sure you follow over there. The president has taken a step, but not the leap that this moment demands. Oh, if he truly wants to root out criminal syndicates from the state, he must start with his own cabinet. South Africans deserve action, Not more commissions. Well, well, well. Well said. Okay, DA, I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. Let me see your reactions to the comments. Okay. So now, Difige, I'm going to skip because, my cluster is not closing like that. Another waste of money with this commission. But thank you for your comments, Akio. Another waste of money with commission, 100%. Rama. Someone said earlier Rama. Rama Plus. Okay, okay. Let's go ahead. I want to hear what the DA said. Let's hear what the DA said. I want to hear what the DA said in video 4. Where? Mirror, mirror on the wall. What has the DA said today? Wait, I didn't save it. Hold the line. Democratic Alliance. I'm just gonna find it over here. Lying ANC minister. No, Shenkamane must go. That's their pinned post. Okay, here is the DA. Let me just turn off my Bluetooth so you guys can hear me loud and clear.
What make you of both the decision by the president and thick and fast, bring in the DA leader, John Steenhuisen, leader of the Democratic Alliance, a member of the government of national unity, John, but you also would have sat in cabinet with Minister Mkhunu. What make you of both the decision by the president this evening to establish this judicial commission of inquiry and to basically grant Mkhunu this leave of absence? Has it gone far enough?
That's what is very clear is that the suspension is obviously welcome. However, I think South Africans have grown somewhat skeptical of commissions of inquiry. We're now almost 2 years down the track from the release of the Zondo Commission report without a single high-profile conviction. And so I think the president's made the right step this evening with the suspension. But the other question that remains unanswered is around the others in the cabinet who have very, very serious charges hanging over their heads, but who remain in their positions. And I think a lot of South Africans are going to be asking themselves this evening, what is now the new measure that is used to determine whether people remain or not in the cabinet? You've had the bar set incredibly high with the sacking of Deputy Minister Andrew Whitfield by the president. And I don't think many South Africans are asking themselves questions about Ministers Mkhwebane and Simelane. Yes, Minister Mkhunu this evening has now been suspended, but we have others around the cabinet table with serious question marks hanging over their heads. And I think South Africans are right to be asking the question, well, what about the others in the cabinet?
So would you have been happier, John, with a reshuffle of the cabinet that would have affected Ministers Mkhwebane and Simelane as well, for instance?
That's a good question.
Yes, of course. I mean, you've now got somebody being brought in from the outside, the president using that constitutional mechanism to bring somebody who's not elected into parliament and therefore into the cabinet. But you haven't been able to take the concomitant action that's required on people already in the cabinet with very, very serious charges over their head. And as I said, the president set the bar incredibly high for himself with the sacking of Deputy Minister Whitfield. And I think many South Africans this evening asked the question, but what about the others?
Were you aware in the GNU that this would be the decision announced this evening by the president?
That's a good question.
No, there was no consultation by the president with other members of the GNU. Look, cabinet reshuffles, as we all know, are the prerogative of the president. But if the president wants to remove or move people from partner parties in the GNU, there's required to be consultations. He is, apart from being the president, the leader of the African National Congress. And so we respect his right to shuffle the members of his party that are part of the cabinet. Obviously, if he's going to move people from other political parties, partner parties in the GNU, there would have to be a degree of consultation. So what I think the president's done is exercised his right both as leader of his political party and also as leader of government.
And I was
The Democratic Alliance is
and thick and fast, bring in the DA leader, John.
So that is the DA leader, okay, speaking loud, bold, and clear, saying, nope, nope, not on my watch. This is not enough. There should have been more done because it is not just a Senzo problem, okay? There is also two others. That's already way too much smoke. But you know what the saying goes, it is not their decision. They were not consulted, and it is within the president's right. But did he make the right decision? Did he make the right choice? I want to hear from you. Do you think that Lieutenant General Umkwananzi is satisfied? Umkwananzi is satisfied. Do you think that he is satisfied? Do you think this is enough for him? If I was him, it's like, at least I do not have to work with the police commissioner. Okay, not the police commissioner. At least I don't have to work with the police minister. But man, I'm stuck still working with Shadrach Severe again. Like, what do you mean nothing is going to happen to him? Absolutely nothing. The president didn't touch it. I think he left that to be handled by the national commissioner and the new police minister. So that's definitely still developing. I think that's how the dice is going to roll. So here are a few additional comments. Okay. What? Wait. Where's that comment? ANC. Okay, here it is. ANC abandoning the nation completely. Checking out. Have a good night. Good night. Good night. Thank you for joining this late night edition on a Sunday. Pagati Inside. Yes, I see you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then we also have Charlie. Charlie is inside the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Queen of South Africa says President Ramaphosa, he did very well. He's not a judge to make any decision. Hopefully, this commission hearing will be productive. He's not a judge. I agree with that. However, he is the president and he needs to act like one. He needs to make decisive decisions. He needs to act fast. He needs to respond to the cries of the people. And 7 days was too long. 7 days was too long. Neofunda nini. How many times do they need to show you? Oh, I hear you, Mlambo Designs. Well said. Well said. How many times? When do you guys learn? When will you learn? When will you learn? Huh? When will you learn? Huh? You guys want to be told the same thing over and over again. There's a saying, I don't know if you guys have heard it. It says, when somebody shows you who they are the first time, believe them. Okay. Why did you guys not expect the president to say all this? This is exactly what he has said over and over and over again. Just simply deflecting continuously. That is the continuous rhyme of the day. Let me go back and check on Twitter what else has changed. I'm not very good with Twitter, so I only know like specific people to search. But let me see. I'm going to search like a hashtag. I'm very, very bad with Twitter, so bear with me. Twitter X, whatever they call it. His leave of absence. That's EFF. That's a prediction. We've done this one. This is a summary. Breaking news from Criselda. Nothing new there. She just summarizes what we already know. Immediately, Engati. This comment says Samsung Kun is on a leave of absence effective immediately, and then the response is as if he had a choice, as if he had any other choice. Senzo also gives his media briefing, media statement, which I've already read to you guys at the beginning. Allegedly, no, he did not. Oh, okay, let me listen to this. Nkunu allegedly asked Ramaphosa to grant him a special leave. Tonight, Cyril Ramaphosa will only publicly grant it, not suspend him, nor fire him. Okay, well said. And then it says, bookmark this tweet. Well, you guessed it and you called it. Very, very right. He got his special leave, and that's it. That is the end of that. Oh, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Let's hear what he says. What does special leave mean? I can't wait for his show tomorrow. I want to hear what he has to say. What does special leave mean? Does Umkunu remain with all benefits of being a minister's salary, security? Yes, yes, yes. Come on now. Yes, yes, yes. But he cannot report for duty anywhere, including parliament. This is crucial. The next comment says, Good evening, South Africans. Commission of Inquiry. Senzo Mchunu will be on a fully paid leave. Thank you, South Africans. Have a nice day. That's the summary of the president's speech. That's what that comment is saying. And the next comment says, in order for the commission to execute its functions effectively, I have decided to put the Minister of Police, Mr. Mchunu, on a leave of absence with immediate effect. He does not cite any law or section of the Constitution, unlike when appointing someone who isn't a member of parliament. That is an interesting point. So you're putting him on a special leave of absence based on what? What are you basing that on? That is what this tweet is saying. This is unconstitutional and illegal unless we are educated otherwise. The minister must be fired. Simple. Unless the plan is to assist comrades to retain ministerial benefits and salary. That's what I understood. As soon as he said special leave, for me, that meant he literally that's what it meant for me. It really meant he's going to be paid and he still has security. Can you imagine the police minister without security? Come on now. Yes, Mlambo Designs, it is definitely with full pay and security and. So he's still going to have a great life, okay? Nothing changes. Nothing new over there. Nothing, absolutely nothing new. Let me hear what he says. Oh, that's a 20-minute video. We're not going to listen to a 20-minute video. IFP spokesperson says the IFP believes President Cyril Ramaphosa acted in a responsible manner by placing the Minister of Police, Senzo Mchunu, on leave of absence. Paid. I don't know why people leave out that word. Paid leave of absence with immediate effect. Hmm. Mm-mm. I have decided taxpayers will be paying from Kunu's leave of absence for the next year and a half. Very, very true. Senzo is a pathological liar. He must be fired. When questions were posed to him in November 2024, he abruptly left Parliament. He lied. Oof. Oof. Oh, it's a whole video. Okay, we'll check it out later. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the most breaking information so far that I've gathered impromptu. Yeah. So I think this brings us to the end of tonight's live. Okay, let me check how we are doing. Okay. Yeah. So that is it. Let me see if there's one more video that I want to play. Let me see what I find. So that means we can now go back to our regular viewing. Is is that what we're agreeing on? Can we now go back to our regular viewing? I can go back, catch up on Clantis. I can catch up on Three Beanies. I enjoy his show. Okay. Absolutely enjoy him. Who else has posted so many vlogs? I think I can catch up now. I think we can all catch up on our regular content, okay? Because wow, Saps. Is Omkwanat going to come back and let us know what he thinks? Is he going to come back and talk to us? Because he gathered us last week. He can't just abandon us. He can't just disappear off the face of the earth. We we deserve to know. We deserve to know what he thinks. I deserve to know. Ooh, who are you? Um, I'm gonna end it right here. Literally, I am going to end it right here. I'll definitely catch you on my video uploads. Make sure you are subscribed, done everything in between. Thank you for the support today. Thank you for joining me on both the lives. Thank you for staying up with me. Fall asleep with Mzansi Unfiltered. And guess what? We have reached the end of our life. If you've made it this far in the video, make sure you drop me a white heart so I see that you're part of the late night gang. Special announcement. Okay. I've been going live because court is not in session. You guys know when court is in session, I don't really go live. So we have one more week of live scheduling. One more week. Okay. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you turn on the notifications. I'll be going live again tomorrow. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my schedule allows. We'll do a live tomorrow and we'll do another one throughout the week. And then we return back to the Senzo Mayweather trial on Monday o'clock, okay? Not this Monday, not tomorrow morning, the next Monday. That is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far in the video, you absolutely have my heart. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. You already know. I'll catch you on my next upload. Why won't it let me outro? After I did such